Hello and good morning. How is everyone this Sunday? I'm sorry if I'm really out of it today. I've got a ton going on. As many of you know, I'm in the process of moving. So this might be the last video in this location. So we shall find out. Let's see what happens. Today, well, actually, yesterday, I asked a lot of you, what would you prefer? A different kind of burger or something, maybe pushing it a bit, or a real classic soup? And it came back overwhelmingly soup. So, today, originally, it was supposed to be really hot and sunny, and instead now it's kind of gray and horrible. So, I was thinking, well, I'm just going to move this over so you can get a better idea when I change cams, because I've already done some of the work today. Just because there's absolutely no point in you watching me chop onions. And I chopped a lot of onions. In fact, I chopped 6 pounds of onions. So what am I going to do with 6 pounds of onions? Well, I'm going to make a classic French onion soup. We've all seen it in restaurants. Many of you have tried it. They're just onions really slowly cooked. Then a broth is added, sometimes some wine, some brandy, some other kind of alcohol if you want. And then they put a toasted crouton on top and some cheese, and it all gets all melty. And it's just one of the most comforting foods out there. I know a lot of people don't like onions, but even those who don't like onions will like this, because when you cook these onions down, they lose all their bite, they lose all their heat, and they become super sweet. And so many things in cooking take place because of, well, a happy accident. Caramel was discovered because someone burnt sugar. This was probably discovered again because someone burnt the onions when they were sauteing them. So that's actually what we're going to be doing to start off with, is slowly burning the onions. While this is a super easy dish to make, it does take some time. To cook down these onions, you don't want to do it over a high heat. You want to do it over a low, slow, medium heat. So that's where we're going to start off. So there's going to be a big time lapse in this video. I don't know if I'm going to record it all as one shot. I don't know if we'll skip ahead. I don't know if we'll time lapse. I'll figure that out in the end. But for now, we have to get some onions started to be cooking. So this is a super easy recipe. Like I said, I cooked up, I had 5 pounds of onions that I went and bought. Then I found a couple more in the fridge, or not in the fridge, sorry, in the pantry. So I figured, you know what, let's throw them in. You can really use any type of onion. I've got a mix of yellow and white onions. If it's that time of the year and the Vidalia onions are out, great, they make incredible soup. The only ones I don't like using personally are the red onions, and it's not because of the flavor, it's just the appearance. It doesn't look nice, at least not to me. But if you want to use red onions, feel free. Use them all, mix them up, enjoy, play around. So, what we have on the stove, well, is my cutting board. And like I said, we have 6 pounds of onions. I just put them here because, like I said, I didn't think you all wanted to watch me cut a whole bunch of onions. Underneath, we have our fry pan that I've already just started melting a tablespoon of butter in. This is what all that is going to cook all of our onions. And there's a little bit of a technique to this. Now you can use this exact same technique even if you just want some really nice caramelized onions on your burger or in a sandwich. I a lot of the times will have these cooked up and I'll put them on salad even. and they just add a really nice level of sweetness that you just can't get from a raw onion anytime. So I've added here about half the onions, and yes, it's going to look like there's way too much onion in here. Trust me, there's not. This is going to cook down to about a third, if not even cook down more than that. So there I just added maybe a teaspoon of salt. The rest of the onions are going to get piled on top. So we have almost like a big huge onion cake. I'm going to try and get the ones that fell next to the camera. So what the salt is going to do is it's going to help bring out a lot of the moisture of the onions. It's going to season everything as well. Just getting the last of the onion pieces. And then what we're going to do is just cover it with a lid. That's it. That is it. That now is going to cook probably 90 minutes. We're going to come back every once in a while, just take a peek, make sure everything is okay. I haven't stirred it. I haven't done anything at this point. We aren't going to do that for at least half an hour. So this is going to be a real boring video to watch if I shoot it in real time. So the hard part is actually done. This is now just going to sit here. It's going to cook down. We'll come back. We'll give it a check. We're going to stir it a few times, obviously, but that's once it started cooking. For now, it's just getting those juices going, getting the onion, the juice and the water from the onions to start leaching out, for that to steam off, for them to start cooking down. So, until that's done, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to leave this running. I'm going to videotape the whole thing. Maybe we'll time lapse it. Who knows? Like I said, I'll figure it out in production afterwards. In the meantime, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to relax with, I don't know, maybe some Happy Gilmore. It's summer, golf, why not? So until all this is done, it's time to mute this mic because we don't need to hear me anymore. And we will see you all when the onions are done. Hey everyone, how we all doing? This is about 45 minutes worth of cooking that we had. So we're doing okay time-wise. There's a lot of that gorgeous onion broth in there. The onions are getting super soft. Now what we're going to do is we're going to leave that lid off. We're going to allow everything to start browning, burning, doing what we want it to do. But now is a good time to add just a little seasoning. So I'm going to go with a tablespoon of thyme. If you want, you can add a bay leaf to there as well. A little bit of sage would be nice. Not a lot, because sage can overpower stuff. But it's just one of those flavors that, I don't know, I have it. To me, it's my Christmas spice. And of course, we need some pepper in there. We'll go for 2 good pinches of pepper, so maybe a teaspoon of pepper in there. All this will adjust at the end once we have all of our other parts in here, because it is a little bit more than just some cooked onions. So we're going to let that keep cooking. We'll put the camera back so you can keep watching this reduce. There are going to be some cuts during all of this because, well, I've made some mistakes. But for now, let's just keep going with it. So we're going to keep letting this cook, and until then, Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a long day. These onions have been cooking literally for 2.5 hours now. They have broken down to the point where there's not much left of them. If we take a look, there we are. You can see a lot of that liquid is gone, and these are starting to brown up. They aren't that white pile anymore. The smell of the thyme that we put in there has come through, and it just smells so good. So now what we want to do, so I was just trying to figure out why the floor was a bit wet there. If we can find it, there we are. So what I have here is just, so a little balsamic vinegar. And it really just does take that little bit. That was maybe a teaspoon. This is going to give the acidity and some of the brightness that we need. And just give that a stir in. Oh, the smell of everything is so good. And then we just want to add, sorry, I'm trying to get that on camera and everything's a bit tight, but basically we want to add some beef broth to this. So we're trying to get the cap off. So this beef broth now will be the base of our soup. And we just want that to cook and warm through. All the flavors really are there already. So there's not much more to do to this. We're just gonna, this will heat up real quick. I'm just gonna get a spoon. Give this a little rinse. Just going to wait for this to quickly come to a boil, and you can see it's already starting to. And let's give this a taste. Let's switch on over. Oh, it's so good. The little acidity from the balsamic that we added, perfect. The sweetness of the onions and everything is just perfect. The beef broth adds nice richness, nice balance. It does, to me, need a pinch more pepper. And at this point, you have a really nice onion soup. What you can do is, if you have the French onion bowls, just put a piece of bread on top that you've toasted on one side, put that on top, put your cheese over it, put it in the oven for 5 minutes just to melt the cheese. You don't want to really brown it, you just want to melt it. But this is so nice. It tastes so rich, so hot. This is going to be dinner tonight. So what I will do is, we've shown everything at this point. I'll post a picture at the end of the finished product. You can taste everything. It's just so nice and so sweet and rich. If you want to add a little bit of wine to this, go ahead. Add it before the broth though. Let it cook down a bit, almost create a little syrup, then add your beef broth, and the flavors will just come out that much more. So we are all set with that. It's a super easy recipe. It's just It takes so long for those onions to cook down, but is it worth it? For sure. Top that with the cheese and the toasted crouton, and you have one of the nicest, classiest soups anywhere. I hope you enjoy. This video was a little bit different than my normal, but I'm sort of, like I say, wrapping things up here as I pack up and get ready to move. Turn the temperature down on that soup. So, hopefully next time when we're shooting, we're going to be in a new studio, a new kitchen. So, till then, my name is Andrew. I am the 5 p.m. chef. And until we meet again, thank you for stopping by my kitchen. And we'll see you next time.